Now I will invite Pak Wibowo from Diponegoro University to present the paper. Please welcome Pak Wibowo.
Thank you, Putri, and presentation from Pak Sigit. Now I will present my paper. My name is Wibowo. I'm from Diponegoro University, and I'm a senior manager on construction company in Jakarta, Indonesia. I'm here today to talk to you about identifying causal factor of accident related to working at height. Case study on construction company. I've divided my talk to 4 sections. First, I'll try to offer the introduction, background of the problem, and look at the research method. Third, I'll give you some fact and figure of result and discussion, finally, conclusion. My talk will last about 10 minutes. Please hold your question at the presentation. I'll have to answer them. Let's begin with the first section. I'm going to tell you something about the background. Here is an interesting table illustrated total accident in Indonesia from 2010 until 2018. From this table on the left, we can see that work safety performance in Indonesia in the last decade is not indicating better condition. The construction sector contributes significantly to the number of work accidents. Data availability and data accuracy, especially in the construction industry, are not enough to study related to a large number of construction companies and the high disparity in the level of maturity of the work safety management system among construction companies, including accident reporting system. Based on this consideration, it is necessary to research a case study approach to the problem of construction accident on one of construction company in Indonesia. Let us come the right graph that show number of incidents at the one construction company in 2010 until 2019. Decrease in 2012 and increase in 2018. Okay, the next slide, we can elaborate the information. On the left graph, we can see the number of fatal accidents caused death yearly. From 22 fatal accidents that caused death, 11 cases or 50% caused by falls from a height. Research on the problem falling from a height has not been done much, although the number of fatal accidents caused by falling from a height is quite high. I'd like to move to the second topic, research method. The first step of the research method was collecting data series of incident. Second step was analyze the accident investigation data. Next step, build a questionnaire to know perception safety stakeholders about causal factor accident related fall from the height. Questionnaire reference from Wong Research that study causal accident in Hong Kong construction. Actually, questionnaire was built based on modified domino theory framework approach. The questionnaire was developed from domino theory that's modified by Frank Ebert that focus on system management. It looks at the cause of the accident by macro, so it can help companies evaluate the root on the problem systematically to produce continuous improvement. The number of respondents involved in this study that reply questionnaire was 43 people, consists of division head, project manager, safety manager, and safety officer. Finally, data analysis was performed using graph and table. That was I said about the research method. Let us come to the next point, result. 1,084 incidents were recorded in construction company for period 2010 and 2019 for all work projects. Table on the slide shows the direct causes of incident regarding unsafe action, unsafe condition, human factor, and occupational factor. Based on the type of the work, form work was the most dominant incident that is equal to 46 events. Based on the original of the gender, contact with sharp object and hard object has the most dominant incident with 130 cases, that can be seen in diagram on the top right. The three factors that cause accident to the fall from the height associated with construction worker are formwork. Formwork related to stair and scaffolding is the most current work incident of falling from the height. Besides, human factors such as fatigue, physical ability, and lack of knowledge are contribute to possibility of falling. The type of work related to falling from height is scaffolding and structural work at height of 65.1%. In the study, it was found that the lack of proper procedure and implementation of 33.3% was the cause of the work accident falling off the height. Lack of monitoring and supervision, 25.5%, and proper equipment and work platform by 90.6%. The study also found that 97.7% of respondents had adopted work instruction or safety guideline for working at height, and 88.4% had adopted work instruction for the use of scaffolding. On the other hand, this work had an accident, the fatal work, and not a lot happened. Figure on the left shows that the main problem encountered in the implementation of safety procedure and guideline at height are workforce attitude and behavior by 44.2%, lack of knowledge of worker by 20.9%. Procurement and health safety equipment is one the risk control method. Falling from restraint equipment is one the risk control method. Procurement system of health and safety equipment and PPE, personal protective equipment, can be seen in figure on the right. Let's focus on the left graph regarding arrangement for improving construction safety. 35.3% of respondents give the perception that clear work procedure and guidelines were the most effective method for improving the safety of people working on height. At the same time, 25.5% found the technical design for protection the most effective manner. By specific, respondents agreed that better control, 61.3%, work permit system, 20%, and training for worker, 11%, are three dominant key factors to minimize accident from stair, as shown in the picture of the right side. The last graph leads me to my last point, discussion and conclusion. When formulating the main cause of accident, respondents highlight the lack of proper procedure and guideline as the main cause. It was a paradox because at the same time, respondents generally confirmed to have reviewed many regulations related to working at height on internal work instructions. Respondents give the perception that clear working procedure and guidelines are the most effective method for improving safety people working at height. Nevertheless, this perception should be corrected with the views of senior safety coordinator and safety manager with higher experience, with good planning design. I repeat again, planning design as the most effective method for improving the safety people working at height. It is not simple misperception situation because will impact choice and priority action of projects. Respondents who are mostly project manager and safety officer see the more dominant worker factor as the cause of the accident. Poor work safety attitude and behavior and lack of knowledge of worker are considered to be the main problem in implementing safety procedure and guidelines of height. On the other hand, the duty and responsibility are to ensure that worker attitude and behavior comply with health safety norms, including ensure that worker safety knowledge meet the minimum standard set. This the question for the project manager and safety manager for responsibility understanding. The last 72% of respondents agreed that poor safety attitude and behavior were a common potential hazard that could cause a person to fall from height. This finding confirmed Wong research in Hong Kong. And if we back to return to the original research question, we can conclude that scaffolding is the most work accident when working at height in construction company. Human factors such as fatigue, physical ability, and lack of knowledge, and lack of proper procedure and guideline, as well as adequate safety attitude and behavior as the leading causes of accident falling from height while working. Clear work procedure and guidelines are the most effective method for improving the safety of people working at height. This slide brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you for your attention. I will be glad to answer any question you might have. Please.
Thank you, Pak. Okay, thank you, Pak Wibowo for the presentation. So I will try to find the question. Okay, okay, this is from Pak Sigit, I think. Do we have stabilized standard in height work, Pak Tri, like in other country, LEEA, Lifting Equipment Engineering Association standard?
Are taken into industry, Bu.
Yeah, are taken into industry because my chat already jumped into another chat.
Okay.
Okay, so, okay.
Okay, thank you, Pak Sigit. Actually, we have a standard also from, as we call, Permenaker, that have regulated for standard equipment for work on height. Also, some of construction company adopt work instruction or safety guideline from another regulation from Australia or America and many others, but actually they have internal regulation or work instruction to regulate the work and height, because it's many different cases with many different type of work. It can make a different standard also. But actually, from in Indonesia, we use a standard from Permenaker. Can answer the question, Pak?
Thank you, Pak Tri. Yes, thank you.
Okay, another question from Pak Win Sukardi. Surprising funding, Pak, that 33% is because of lack of proper procedures. One of the action may be to look at the contractor selection process, especially on the finding the right potential contractors and the selection process. What is your opinion, Pak Tri, from your research?
Yes, actually, it is not, the finding is not surprise for me. I'm the one of the person involved in construction company, because as you know, we have a standard from the guideline, but most of us did not really understand. It's depend on understanding of safety manager or safety engineer also. In this finding also, you can see that most of us follow the standard, the guideline, but most of the respondents said that they can blame the situation that the standard is not proper. It is a paradox that's become our homework to discuss internally in construction. That's my opinion.
Okay, thank you, Pak Tri. Another interesting question, Pak Tri. My name is Eka. Since most of the construction jobs were subcontracting, how did you find the best way to educate them in improving safety practices, especially for working in height?
I will answer the question based on best practice, because actually from the standard of construction company that follow with ISO or OSAS, usually they have a standard that subcontractor should follow the standard safety on main construction. So the step is give them a questionnaire that did the subcontractor follow the safety management system. If they do not, they should follow the standard system on regulation on construction company. That's the first way to make sure that the subcontractor follow the standard. The second is make regulation that the subcontractor is one of part of the team of the project. So they also give a quality safety management system also proposed to the main contractor, and they will discuss. Of course, they have a plan planning for the safety itself, and implementation also they give conducting to the subcontractor.
Okay, thank you, Pak. The next question is from Bu Rida Suraida. It is very interesting finding, Pak. Do you think a strict regulation implementation will help to reduce the accident? Are they aware about the punishment for the violation?
Yes, good question, and it's become a concern of construction company. As you know, previous condition, we have many cases falling from height and highway project. You know, the government give punishment with suspend or stop the project and give penalty from the construction company. But I think it is not for the final. I mean that the punishment is already done, but it is not effective. I believe that the follow-up for each construction company is the important thing. Like, for example, for construction company, they follow up with make the Directorate for Safety to make sure that all system on safety well done of the company. That's the answer for my opinion. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Patri.